Hey, my name is David Adam, I'm from Gravity Sound, and today I'm going to show you guys how to clean up your songs with a little bit of EQ. So the idea of EQing a mix is pretty much getting all your instruments to kind of like fit like a puzzle. You're kind of thinking of like shaving off the frequencies that you can do without. There's two types of EQ. There's additive and there's subtractive. This pretty much means like additive, you're going to boost certain frequencies. Subtractive, you're going to dip and take out certain frequencies. The song that we're going to use today is called Train Tracks, and I can put the link in the description for the full song. It is written by myself, Gravity Sound. And it's just a 8-bar loop. We're going to use 4 tracks, and I just kind of compiled all the bass sounds, all the melodies, the drum sounds, and a little synth, just like ear candy type stuff. It's good to do this when like you can kind of really define where the bass sits on the frequency range, where you know a certain synth sits, where like the kick sits, how well the kick punches through. Like kicks aren't really supposed to be loud in the mix in terms of like if you mixed it correctly, there should be a lot of space for the kick to like just kind of do its thing around like the 200 hertz frequency range, so bear that in mind. Okay, here's the song with no EQ or anything. It's clean. Now it's time to dive in and start mixing. So keep in mind the idea of less is more when you do your thing. So I'm just going to use the stock EQ in Logic Pro X. It's pretty decent. It does its job. I can't complain. And so like the idea is to play the song and kind of just shave off. So you see how the wave is on the spectrum. You're gonna want to start with high and low pass. At least I like to start with high and low pass because it kind of tighten it up, and you kind of just, I guess you kind of define where it starts and ends essentially. And keep in mind the human hearing range is 20 hertz to 20k hertz. Anything higher, you're like a dog or something. No point. So we can see here in this bass, there is a little bit of high end, but a lot of it and the beef of it is around 50 to 100. Kind of really like drops off around 200. Now I kind of dipped it a little bit at 200 because I plan on placing the kick there, so I'm just going to do a little notch filter and put the Q there a little bit. Tighten it up just a little bit there. I'm going to do a little high pass. So that sounds with the mix. You could already kind of hear. Yeah, I could maybe add a little bit more. You can definitely hear. we're going to keep in mind our bass is around 100 hertz, okay? Now we're going to drive into the melody. So what's the melody? It's also a little bit bassy, right? So it's definitely going to be clashing a little bit around the 100. And it's kind of hitting a lot here. So it's got like a decent amount going on here that we can play with. What we can do is we can low pass and high pass this. I like to take a lot and see what I'm actually taking away sometimes. We're going to make this a big slope because we want some of those bass sounds in there. I kind of want to cut it a little bit more. So what we're doing here is around the 100 we have a lot going on, so we're going to cut a little bit so it's not fighting with it. And it still pretty much sounds like what we want, at least what I feel it sounds good. It retains why I guess it's in there. Maybe a little bit of high pass. Honestly, it's a little bit more. This is what I call the band pass now. You do a high and low pass, and it's just like, Now it's good to do this because, like I said, it tightens up like the instrument. So when you kind of put them all together, all these like stuff that would be uncut by the high and low filters would kind of fill up the frequency range, kind of mud up everything. So we're playing with the idea where everything is just being refined and like cut down, just sculpted, or essentially just sculpting the sound wave. That's good. Yeah, I kind of like some of those boom boom, like those little boom 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 boom. Sounds like boom boom. That's funny. Okay, I think I'm gonna dip around 200 because we're gonna add some stuff or a kick there in that range. Oh, I cut a lot there, eh? Okay. Yeah. Sometimes like it might not seem like you did a lot, but when you do a little bit to everything, it's gonna sound a lot. Like, trust me, like stuff builds up and it just. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the drums. So we were mixing with 200 hertz in mind for the kick. Alright. Now these drums have, as well as the kick, they have a snare and hi-hats. So we're gonna do high and low pass. Now I want some of that bass sound in there. Subs. Yeah, I got a bit of that in there. Okay, so we're gonna take this little guy here. I'm gonna dip around 100. And I'm gonna take a little bit off the downside of that 200. Further stuff. Now the snare, sometimes when I want to find a certain frequency to kind of like keep and kind of build around, I like to just boost a lot and see like what I'm really like trying to get, right? So that's a really hollow snare, which almost sounds like a clap. I guess they're all gonna sound like a clap if you gotta do this, but That might even be a collab to start with. I don't even know. I think I like it around the 5K range. We're gonna do that. Boost a little bit there. Okay. I also like, there's a lot of highs, and there's gonna be like a lot of bassy parts to this. So that's good. That pretty much means there's a lot more room for the high end frequencies to kind of like do their thing. So if there's less to fight with, they're going to be more clear. So that's just another thing to bear in mind. It sounds alright. So I like how that sounds. Just kind of further. Okay, I'll do this guy over here. Alright, hearing that sound. It's cool, like ear candy type of thing. Still, like, I don't know. I like it. So again, we're gonna start with the high pass and low pass. So this is really bopping right here, but the kick is there as well. So I'm gonna let it be. Well, not let it be. I'm just gonna leave it like this, I guess. Just kind of cut off a little bit with that. Kind of retain this. So I might just tighten that up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Gonna high pass it. Here, what we're doing here. See? Yeah, just sometimes you gotta listen to the actual thing because you think you're doing something. Okay, that's. Cool. Before, after. Faint, but it's there. And yeah, there you go. Just see how it all sounds. Now we can further do now, because we see this is kind of has like a lot of room. This has a lot of room in the high end register of the frequency band. Frequency range, sorry, or whatever. We could further just kind of play with the EQ. Now I know I said less is more, but we can always do a little bit better. You know, the snare is around 5K. There seems to be like a little kind of, it goes down and up a little bit, so I'm just gonna throw in one of these guys. Just clean that up. nicer transition of, see the elbow bump in there, it's nice. So now we're going to do some A and B comparison. Now keep in mind, since I mostly was doing subtractive EQ, it will sound quieter, but that doesn't mean it sounds better. People get in this whole thing where it's like louder is better, I guess, but like, is it really though? Like, there's not a lot of dynamics if it's just louder, just like a wall of noise. And if you're really into like audio production, like this is what you really want. Like if you turn up that muddy track to like 11, and it's gonna be all, it's gonna be like, it's almost just gonna hurt. But if you take that really like nice sounding track that you kind of just sculpted and you turn it up, you're not gonna hear the imperfections that you would hear in that muddy track. So just bear that in mind. So this is the track without anything. Add the EQ. Keep in mind, this is all mixed on the fly, just kind of just bare ideas. Like I said, less is more, so sometimes quicker just to kind of do, I guess, the paperwork and just do the really quick stuff might just sound better in the end. Obviously spend more than 10-15 minutes on mixing. I hope I have at least given you guys the general idea of what EQing is and how to kind of EQ around and kind of make, like I said, stuff fit like a puzzle. So I really hope this helped.